I like to know where people stand so I know how to treat you accordingly.
They be trying to do it, I'm just doing me. Yeah. I be working hard and they just want it free.
Be competitive with yourself.
Hey, what's going on? It's Jsean for another quick and cool pickup. So today I wanted to talk about another designer pickup. Now, if you follow my channel and you've seen some of my other videos, it's not about necessarily showing the actual shoe or the designer product necessarily. If you're from the States and you're like me and you're ordering things through online because you don't see a lot of things in person, you don't know how things are fit, especially for shoes. Well, even apparel, because I had a Versace jacket that I actually had to size down because it was too big. I had to send it back, and it was such a hassle. So I have two other, I have three sneakers in total, but I'm only going to show you two. One of them I actually had to send back. Was super disappointed because I really wanted them. Those were the favorite of them all. And on top of that, I got a really good deal on it, or at least I thought so. And they actually sent me the wrong size. The box said the right size, but it was the wrong size. And I always tell people, try to get things from authorized resellers or dealers. Excuse me. These were from Neiman Marcus and Saks. So that's where I always end up going for the most part, Bloomingdale's, whatever. The first one that I want to show you is kind of controversial for me personally because it's not really... The crazy thing is, so Balenciaga's, right? I think the brand overall is okay. It's very trendy. It's very hip, I guess. But for me, I'm not a super Balenciaga fan. I do have a pair of runners, or whatever the correct term is, the little sock type runners. But I personally pick the ones with laces on purpose because I never see people wearing those type of sock trainers with the laces. So I want to be a little bit different. I wanted to catch that wave, but still do it my own way, if that makes sense. To be honest with you, I've had those shoes for probably like a few years and I only probably wore them twice. So it's not like I'm getting them to feel like I always need to wear them or stunt with them or something like that. I just know in my particular area, they don't sell them locally necessarily. So I really don't see people with them like that. T-shirts, they're cool, but I don't find the value in the T-shirts. I feel like they're way overpriced too. I mean, it's all overpriced, but I can't justify that for me personally, right? I wear my own shirts before I get a Balenciaga shirt. It had to be like a jacket or something that I feel like makes a statement, right? A regular T-shirt with some screen print, I can't do it. I'm not with their jeans, or if they even make jeans or anything else, I'm just not really into. Some of their bags are kind of okay, but other than that, I'm not a super huge fan of their overall clothes and what they offer. Some of their slides are dope. But the track shoes, that ones that have the little illumination or the LED light on it, they're cool. When I've seen them in person before, I just thought they were too big. So a lot of people wear the triple S's. A lot of females seem to wear the triple S's a lot with the big chunky sole. I notice a lot of designer brands, and I know I'm talking a lot, but I notice a lot of designer brands are really into the thick soles and platform type of features. I'm not personally into it, but I'll admit, me seeing some people with the tracks, whether it be track ones or track twos or the ones with the light on them, they don't look as bad as I like kind of been thinking about them, or when I seen them in person. I just thought they looked too big. So I did order a pair, and I want to talk about the fit and my experience with it being in the US. I really believe that the sizing over there is just different than here. I mean, I'm grown, so my foot isn't growing or shrinking at this point in my life. So I get my size, and that means that back in the day when I was a kid, we used to get a shoe size a little bigger because you're trying to grow into them. You don't want to waste, shoes, and people at that time couldn't afford a whole bunch of new shoes all the time and refreshing them, right? So you wanted to make them last, so you got them a little bit bigger, stuff like that. I don't know if you can relate to me, but if you can, you know what I'm talking about. These particular ones, all shoes now, I get them where they're really like a snug fit, I would say, right? So I wear like Ultra Boost. It doesn't matter the materials, because sometimes I've had my size where they are a little too tight. It just depends on the material sometimes, or the brand itself. So me learning myself and me learning different brands, whether it be designer or just domestic brands, you start understanding how they fit and how they cut, whether it be shoes or apparel or anything, right? You start getting the idea of what you need to order. And when you start ordering the same stuff for the same brands, you start understanding that you know what to order when you're doing it online and being comfortable with what you're receiving. All that to say, these particular, well, I've noticed with all designer brands at this point, I think I'm pretty spot on with how I need to approach it, right? So yes, my shoe size for some reason has gone down in the US, but I'm comfortable with the shoe size that I wear. The shoe size that I get with any designer brand or apparel, I go one size down all the time. Now it's confusing because you'll read online where some people say it fits as it should or true to size. You'll see a lot of people say it's too big. Then you'll see a lot of people say it's too small. It's so confusing. Okay, so let me just explain how my foot is, right? My foot is, I would say, more on the narrow side. So if you have a wider foot, I would say maybe you can go your size. So let me just explain this. This particular brand, like Balenciaga, I can wear my US size, but it feels a little oversized, right? It's already kind of a narrow fit, but the lengthwise, it just felt a little too long. And I've tried different ones. Same with my Valentinos. I actually have my actual size because they didn't have a smaller size. I can still wear them. But if I had a choice, I would have went down a size or half a size and I would have been A-okay. Luckily, those shoes are not a bulky shoe. They don't have a thick sole, so they don't stick out like they're too big or they don't look oversized on my feet, right? And I'm going to get to the story because I'm going to go over two different brands probably in this video, or I'll split it up just so you can get the idea. But I kind of just want to get this out the way because I know I'm talking way too much. But it all kind of comes together and I'm trying to speak to the same idea with both brands, right? It doesn't matter which one it is. So this chunky sneaker right here that I have is, and as far as sneakers, I call them shoe sneakers. It don't matter. The chunky joint I have here is the tracks, but the version 1s, right? So we're not here to talk about version 2. I've heard that they may be cut a little more slim. So let me just show you real quick first. So here's the box as usual. As far as, this is how it always comes. This is how my other ones came. You're going to get this packaging. Hold on, let me move this stuff out the way. All right, let me show you this way. Sorry about that. Comes with 2 laces. I don't know why, but they always seem to come with stuff like 2 laces. Sometimes they come with 2 different color laces. And you get your dust bag. You get it right here. It says Balenciaga on it. And let me just tell you, again, I know a lot of people want certain things and they don't believe in paying certain prices. That is, I mean, I'm not against you. That's all on you and your understanding and what you're cool with. I just feel like some things, like I said before, when I last reviewed my LV bag, my strap bag or whatever you want to call it, over the shoulder bag, some things are just out of people's ranges, just like some things are out of my range. Now, it doesn't matter about what you do or how much something costs necessarily, because at the end of the day, anybody can make goals and anybody can strive and save and be responsible enough to obtain certain things, right? It's not about that. My thing is just that certain things still, with that mindset, is still a little too far out of my reach, right? And you just have to understand that. It's okay. It just gives you a goal and a mindset to aim towards, right? But until then, I just personally don't agree with having it. Ain't nothing wrong with not having it. You can aim for it. That's cool. But don't go driving yourself crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. There's more to life than that. I'm only going to pull out one of these joints at a time because there's really no point. But let me just show you this real quick. They always wrap these shoes. So if you've never seen how these come, they basically come wrapped up. Now, so this is how they look. I usually wear a lot of dark colors, right? Blacks and whites and all that. But lately, I've been going with a lot of earth tones and stuff like that. Hopefully, this footage isn't blown out. You can see right here. It says Balenciaga right there. They normally have the size on the toe, which these do right here. There's track on the back. This kind of makes it look kind of generic. I'm not going to lie to you. It kind of makes it look like a little, I don't know, just like a little generic shoe, like from Payless or something. If you look at the shoe or sneaker, it's very cushioned. It has so many different layers, and you can see how complicated it really is and how complicated it was to make, it seems. It has a decent weight to it. This is the bottom. As you can see, it's very fat, like a platypus. I'm usually totally against this. I am more of a trainer type of look. I like running shoes and stuff like that. So if you look at this sneaker, the reason why I felt like I could pull these off, if you look at just the white, right? Don't look at the soles, because these actually remind me of my Ultra Boost, my All Terrains, the way these flare out, but not this heavy. See how the sneaker itself, is the toe box area is actually pointy. It's pointy like a running shoe, sort of. So again, hopefully this isn't too bright, because I don't know why on my screen it looks overly blown out, but hopefully it's not. I like that it has this little gum kind of color on the soles and the clear plastics. I think it's nice. It has clear plastic and it has kind of like a gummish type of color. Me personally, I like it. I have to admit though, when you put them on, they feel huge. I'm the type of person who already doesn't have a large foot, so when I put them on and I look down, it looks like I got some Stay Puft, Marshmallow, Michelin Man type things on my feet. It's a little crazy. One thing to note about these, be careful if you unlace them, because for me personally, I don't know how to relace them, because unlike traditional shoes or sneakers, and I think the Track 2s don't have this issue, but the Track 1s have actually 2 sets of laces, 2 strings and 2 strings, 4 strings total that you're knotting together. Yeah, there's no way I'm untying this because I don't know how to put it back. But overall, I think they're still nice. They're just white inside, nothing special. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I mean, take a look at them. How do you think they look? I think they add a little balance between, what I like about designer sneakers is that they kind of add a balance between like casual and athletic. And I feel like with that balance, it's really easy to wear casual or athletic attire with it. So if you look at the Alexander McQueen joints, the chunky shoe or whatever it's called, a lot of people wear them with track pants. They wearing with sweatpants. They wearing with jeans. Girls wearing with skirts, dresses, and all that kind of stuff. And they still actually look decent because they're a very universal style that you can be athletic or casual with. So I think that's pretty dope. And these right here are a bit busy. They are heavy and chunky and do stick out, but I like them. I think it's just a little bit different. It's a bit different than what I'm used to getting. I'm not a big fan of really thick, oversized soles. Again, I will say on feet, they still going to look a little bigger than your typical shoe, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's a bad thing. I wouldn't go getting your regular size unless you have a fat foot or a wide foot. Me personally, I have a narrow foot anyway. So, excuse me, I actually size down. And by sizing down, I don't have any issues with my feet being too tight in here in length or width. I'm more concerned about the bulk of the shoe. And I'm going to cut this video and go to the next one, the next brand, because it's a totally different brand, but same concept. So make sure you do everything at top level, your top level. And remember, you're no competition with anybody except yourself. So make sure your next move is your best move, or at least your better move. Until next time, see you in 2022. Later.